So we're talking about how Lizzie has a lot of rendering. So if we take a look at this, this was made because I made one of those lines which had a crazy color, and then I deleted it. Remember how I showed you with the leaf thing? I deleted that orange line, right?
Yeah.
So I make lines and then I fill them and I get them to be in the gradient. But this didn't have enough of the gradient to kind of make that really feel very much like, let's see. I think I need to get into the cat. Oh. There it is. Okay, so there's this highlights top, which I had decided to do at a certain point. So it's like that little piece is just like that extra little highlight that makes it feel like there's metal on the top. Mm-hmm. Sometimes with them, I will do, so here's her mouth, and I'll actually show you on the mouth because the mouth has some of the most complicated rendering of all of them. There's her tears. The tears are transparent, so you can see through it, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go into the mouth and let's check it out. This piece, let's see. Go into this. It's locked. Double click in because it's a symbol. That blue thing is showing me it's a symbol. So let's look at how it's built. So the shadow is built afterwards. First is just the entire lip. So I make a shape and I make those lines and I delete the lines and I make the fills and then I make the gradients. So it starts off pretty basic, then it does the gradients. So I do all the color fills, then I run the gradients. These shapes are made either by, you can select something and you can hit the brush tool. This is the only reason why you would use the brush tool. Actually, I want to not change the color right now like I just did. Command Z, unselect, Command Z, Command Z, good. Okay, I'm gonna do another shadow example on this. This actually isn't my color scheme for her, but so if I make this selection, I'm gonna zoom in on it and hit the B tool, which is brush. And I tell the brush tool to paint the selection. I can then tell this to paint that piece. Do you see how it didn't get in that other dark part? Mm-hmm. And that is one of the ways that I manipulate shapes within shapes to make the rendering happen. I'm going to Command Z that and make it a little bit lower. Command Z that, make it a little bit lower. And do you see how the first one was shaky and this one was more beautiful? Mm-hmm. So I kind of do it maybe 5 or 6 times sometimes, okay. Command Zing sometimes to make it make sense. I would then hit V and see how this and this is the same, like it had a weird thing going on. So then I would hit K and I would dump it so it's all one thing. So now it's that. Now it still has a little bit of a problem, which is that it's not as smooth as I would want, so I would smooth, smooth, smooth. And now it's starting to be more rendered. Then I go through and I do stuff like, okay, now I need these highlights. Let's take a look at these highlights. These highlights run to the same color as the edge of that. So the color that is in here is inside of that, so I watch for that. You can also take and have things be transparent. So let me unlock this. Let's go to this highlight. This highlight, if I go to color, you can take this tone and you can have the alpha of it be like 60 or something like that. And then it can kind of pick up on that edge. In this particular one, I didn't do it, but you can see that you can get things to, that's airbrushing in Flash or in Animate.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense.
So now I'm going to Command Z because I don't want the lip to look like that. Yeah, so that's her regular lip. And then if I go out, see I've made all these mouths with all of that kind of look to it.
Are you getting a call from Ohio?
I don't want a call from Ohio.
Guess not.
So, yeah.